What's going on, YouTube? I'm up here just doing a winter hike, checking out the winter base camp, see how that thing's holding up. There's a separate video with that hike and my assessment of the winter base camp, the pros, the cons, the things that need to be fixed, and everything's a learning process. So if you want to check out that video, that'll be what I did for the rest of this day. What I wanted to touch base with you on is my honest opinion on that Coldsteel Finnhawk. I had mentioned in another video I hadn't quite put enough time on it to give an honest opinion, but I do believe now that I have. And so we're going to go ahead and give that to you. So it's the Finnhawk by Coldsteel. If you didn't see my initial video for this, usually with the knives I'll do a video of my like first impressions, and then I'll get some hours on it, and then I'll give you my honest opinion. The first thing I noticed is that this knife, not a lot of people are looking this knife up. The other knife reviews that I have on, which I don't strictly do knife reviews, I do very few, they did a lot of people looking them up, thousands and thousands of views. Not a lot of people are looking this up. I've actually looked up other videos on this knife, and there's videos that are a year, 2 years old that have very little views. So the knife itself is either not very known or people just aren't trusting it. Price point is about $18, so you're not breaking the bank. With that said, let me go ahead. It's a German 4116 stainless steel. I don't know very much about the steel. It's an injection molded, like harder plastic over a full tang with a softer plastic, which actually has a really great grip. What I did is I put my usual lanyard on it in case you drop it. I have put some time in on it. I've had to run it across a stone once, and I'll explain why, and I've hit it with the leather strap. One major thing in my initial, first impressions of it was the sheath, and I've seen it before in other reviews. It was just horrible to get the knife in and out. And being as sharp as it was, one of the sharpest knives I've ever owned coming right out of the box, from the factory sharp, was you had to put so much effort into getting it out of the sheath that it was almost dangerous. I've got it so it's nice and in and out, almost like my Garberg in and out. What I did is that inside the sheath here had two little catches that held into your finger guard. And it was just right inside the sheath. So I went down in there and I filed them a little bit. So I still have a snug enough fit that it's not going to come out walking or just using it around a campsite, but it comes in and out without having to put this huge amount of effort. That was my biggest complaint in the beginning. Now, I haven't batoned with this knife. I haven't hacked anything with this knife. I haven't even cleared branches off a pole with this knife, and nothing big. Making sticks for cooking, for rotisseries, shaving fat wood, feather sticks, light tasks. And to be honest with you, I'm a little disappointed. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but the reason I had to run it across a stone, I don't know if that'll focus, is that all the way across the edge of this knife, right now it's like micro serrated. There was all these little micro chips in one little fold right here. And I did nothing heavy with this knife. Absolutely nothing heavy. Besides your basic stuff that you would do with a nice Scandi grind finer knife, and that's disappointing. For the price point, $18, if you want my honest opinion, buy a Mora. You can get a Mora heavy duty, I believe, for about the same price as this, and that Sandvik stainless or the carbon. But even if you wanted to stay with the stainless to keep it comparable, that Sandvik stainless on the Mora knives, I'll do this German 4116, which I should have looked up a little more, but I don't know. I was disappointed in that. It's micro serrated all the way. With that said, is it still a usable tool? Absolutely. This thing is still crazy razor sharp. And actually with those micro serrations, cutting through 550, it's even scarier. We'll keep using it. But yeah, I can see the micro serrations and little chips all the way along, and that's very disappointing. Especially I barely used the thing. I mean, I got enough hours on it fine tuning, but I didn't hack anything. I didn't baton a single thing. I'm actually tempted to baton with this just to see if I can get a fold. Whatever this steel is can't handle that fine Scandi. That Sandvik steel that you're going to find with the Moras, I've had no problems with them. I've batoned with the little Moras, no problem. So all in all, I guess my honest opinion is, first of all, it's not a very popular knife. $18 price point. I'm gonna carry it. I'm gonna use it. It's sharp. It feels good in your hand. A little weird in the shape. I explained that in the first video, but yeah, that's my honest opinion. My honest opinion is, if you're gonna spend the $18, get the comparable Mora knife. Get the Mora knife. The Companion Heavy Duty. The Companion is right in this price range. You can get it in a carbon. You can get it in that Sandvik stainless, which is just a better steel, or it was just made better. And it says cryo quenched. I'm not a blacksmith, but cryo quenched. Man, maybe somebody can explain to me better than I'm knowledgeable. But anything that I've made, I quench it in oil because it doesn't give it that snap. So I'm thinking that cryo quench process maybe made this steel a little less too hard, like a brittle. So just kind of blabbing along. So for this price point, $18 to $20, give or take, go with a Mora. That's my honest opinion. I'll keep using this knife. I'll hang on to this knife. It's still got a use. It's still workable. But go with a Mora. That's my opinion. So that's the Finnhawk by Coldsteel. And I'm going to get back to tending the fire here. It's cold and it looks like it's going to snow. So thanks, everybody. God bless. Have a great day.